with our students.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts because kids' mental health starts with all of us. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
Listen to the man who tells you exactly how he sees it. The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris every weekday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time! It's time! It's beta time!
You are watching a master at work.
Truth Nation, get ready for the greatest 60 minutes in radio, giving you his authentic and bold opinions, bringing you all the information, entertainment, and conversations you gotta hear. From local issues to trending topics and headline news, it is time for Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is your award-winning host, Kyle Wallace.
Good morning, good afternoon. Thank you so much for tuning in. Talk to me, y'all. Let me make sure y'all can hear me. You are listening to Truth to Power with your girl DT, the effective communication coach. It is Thursday, September 18th. All right. Well, I just wanted to make sure y'all can hear me. And the verdict is in. Y'all can hear me. We're going to get started. We've got an hour of Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. Again, I'm your guest host, DT, the effective communication coach. Thank you so much for tuning in. And the good news is that it is Thursday. It is, Friday Eve. And we're going to get right into this. Headlines. Do better. Now, these sometimes are two words that can sting when we hear them, but they're true. And because they're true, and this is the truth, we got to own it. Now, Truth Nation, this week, our city, Milwaukee, lost an 11-year-old child near 68th and Silver Spring. A mother and her two sons were killed when a fleeing driver blew a red light at 35th and Vliet. So what that means, Truth Nation, is that just a few days prior, many of these family members were planning dinner. We're planning what we're going to do this week, what we're going to do this weekend. And they are now planning funerals. And don't you dare say that's somebody else's neighborhood, because that is us. Please do not make this a zip code issue, and please do not blame our elected officials, because this is us. This is our blocks. These are our bus stops. These are our intersections. These are our neighborhoods, and these are our people. And so we must do better. And when I say we, I'm talking about parents, grandparents, aunties and uncles, mentors, faith leaders, That's who has to do better. I was outside yesterday riding my bicycle. I'm into biking now, y'all. I was running, but running is bad on the knees. And I was thinking about these headlines as I was riding my bicycle yesterday evening. And Truth Nation, the first thing that came to my mind was, and I'm giving y'all the truth here. The first thing that came to my mind is, why are we blaming elected officials? Why are we holding the mayor accountable? And I'm not mad at Mayor Cavalier Johnson for calling out parents and calling out the community. Yes, you, me, we are the community. To step up. Good for Mayor Johnson. But here's the part that was hard for me to hear. We're going to play a clip from Mayor Johnson's and other common council members of Milwaukee. Their response to this and their call to action to us. We're going to play a soundbite when we come back from our first break. But this, we got to do better, Milwaukee. Whether you got to sit down with your kids, because let me tell you something I used to do, and I got this from my parents. We would sit down and have what we call a kitchen table contract. And I would, just like my parents did me, shout out to Elijah, my father, because when I passed it down, I sat my kids down and I was like, here are the rules of engagement. I, Darren Thomas, I, Dominique Thomas, mind, body, and soul, effective this date, will not do this, will do this. And if I breach this contract, these are the consequences. We have got to do better. Because when I'm preparing for this show, whatever show that I am honored to be considered to guest host or guest co-host, that means a lot to me because y'all deserve the best. You deserve the best information. You deserve the best perspectives, and you deserve to be heard. We're going to open up our Truth Talking text line, 833-212-1017. But today on this show, I really want you to call in or to text or in the YouTube. Let me know how we can go from do better to do now. If you're a parent, if you're a leader, if you're a coach, if you're a neighbor, this conversation for the next 52 minutes is for you. Call me, text me, disagree with me, but please, in the name of the Most High, bring some doggone solutions because Milwaukee does not need thoughts and prayers. We need plans. We need action. We need parenting. We need community. We have got to do better. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. I am your guest host for the rest of the 52 minutes. 833-212-1017 is our Truth Talking text line. Let me know how you feel because today's truth is do better.
More of Truth to Power is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. That's because when you feel protected, Truth Nation, you are free to enjoy your dreams, from decorating a new nursery to hosting a family reunion in your new backyard. Always know American Family Insurance, they got you. So always remember, insure carefully, dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Visit amfam.com today. That is amfam.com today to get an instant quote right there on the spot or find an agent near you. That is amfam.com today with American Family Insurance.
Need a way to hype up your day?
Hey, is this Carolyn?
It is.
Congratulations, Carolyn. You just won this
Congratulations.
money.
Woo!
God is good all the time.
What would you do with $5,000?
I'm going to buy my nieces some school clothes because my nephew just passed away.
Oh.
So I'm going to get them some clothes.
Stay tuned into 1017 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
What up, Truth Nation? It's Kyle Wallace here for Steinhoffels. In September, it's Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and the great people at Steinhoffels are doing something really great with Special Spaces Wisconsin. All you have to do is stop by Steinhoffels this month and test rest any mattress. When you do, you'll get a $20 restaurant gift card, so dinner is on them, and Steinhoffels will also donate $20 to Special Spaces Wisconsin. They are an amazing charity that creates dream bedrooms for kids with cancer. So head to Steinhoffels this September and take a test rest and enjoy a night out and help make a child's dream bedroom come true with Steinhoffels.
Friday Night Lights now officially lives here. 1017 The Truth is the proud home of Marquette Hilltoppers football. Tune in Friday night as the Hilltoppers travel to take on the Oconomowoc Raccoons. Join our coverage starting at 6:30 p.m., leading up to kickoff at 7 p.m. Marquette Hilltoppers football is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. And sponsored by Left's Lucky Town, C.G. Schmidt, Capital Insurance Agency, Boyle Fredrickson, Annex Wealth Management, Magic Productions, and Burghardt Sporting Goods.
Pull up to Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee and shoot your shot at big wins for Sweet Ticket September. Play with your rewards card for entries. Score triple on drawing Thursday. Win slam dunk prizes like cash, reward plate, and tickets to see the Milwaukee Bucks in action. Sweet Ticket September. You ready for this? Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
It's 1017 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When a customer chooses Pella, one of the most important things to them is honoring that trust and commitment. A lot of customers might have apprehensions about inviting someone out to their home. But when you see the experience and professionalism, you can trust them with bringing your project to life. Their vision is to be the company that people want to do business with. Watching them work from idea to installation gives you the ability to see firsthand the care taken to ensure the Pella experience is complete. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home, always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Order by the end of the month and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 9/30/2025.
This is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
To Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. Good afternoon. I am your guest host for the day and tomorrow for Truth to Power, Denise Thomas, a.k.a. DT, the Effective Communication Coach. Thank you so much for tuning in. I see you, YouTube. What's going on, Sincere, Ronnie Ray, Real, SE, RN, Kawanda. I see y'all. Uptown Yanni said, woo! My mama sure made sure that we had them contracts. If you're just tuning in, the theme of today's Truth to Power is do better. Because I am tired of seeing these headlines. Just this week, our city again has lost an 11-year-old child near 68th and Silver Spring, and a mother and her 2 sons were killed when a reckless fleeing driver blew through a red light at 35th, and am I saying this right, y'all? Bleat? I always mess that up. What's going on, Curly Q? I see you. And I can't tell you, Truth Nation, how many times I get calls or I've heard callers call in and be mad at the mayor. Because, when there's a problem as humans, when we're mad and there's a problem, we want to blame somebody. We want to blame somebody. There is no way that as a community, we can hold one person accountable for how our kids are out here acting. I want to do a poll real quick for our YouTube listeners and viewers. And feel free to call in, feel free to text. But let's do a poll real quick. Because my question is, especially to the parents, what is working in your house to keep your teenager, to keep your child out of some foolish mess? What are you doing? I don't want to hear anybody calling in talking about it's the mayor's fault, it's the common council's fault, it's the county executive's fault. No. Because we all know that the majority of parents, if the mayor or the county executive or any other elected official try to tell you what to do with your child, you'll be ready to snap. So let's get back to consequences in the house. What's working? What are you doing? I want to hear from the parents that keep their kids out of mess, because we have got to do better. Do better is the theme for today. 833-212-1017. Thank you so much, Rhea. Our great producer, Rhea, has opened up the question on our YouTube message board. What is working, parents? And for those that are coaches that coach after school sports, after school programs, I don't care if it's performing arts, theater, speech and debate, soccer, football, baseball. What support do you need to keep these kids safe after 6 p.m.? And you know what? Let's go here. For these drivers out here, what do you need to slow down? What do you need to change the way that you are acting out here on these streets? Because we do not need to point fingers anymore, Truth Nation. That is over. We have got to do better. And whether that's doing a nightly phone audit, oh yes, in my house, see, my kids, they didn't grow up being introduced to social media and cell phones, because it really didn't become a thing until my son, I would say my daughter was probably a sophomore in high school when she first had her cell phone and her social media accounts. And we had audits in my house. And you best believe I knew every friend, who, what, when, where. We had non-negotiable curfews. I'm not negotiating with my kids. And, we didn't have all the sophisticated features that most parents are using now on their cell phones. But listen, if you're in my house and I'm responsible for your well-being as your parent, you will let me know who you are with. You will let me know what's the plan. Do you need a ride? Share your location. And you know what else I would tell my kids every day? I love you. Let's check out this sound clip. And for those that are in our YouTube room, we're going to play this video as well. And then I'm going to take some calls, and I'm going to go to our Truth Talking text line because I see the text coming in. And I see a lot of y'all sharing your feelings in the YouTube message boards. We want to make sure that we shout those out. Let's go now. This is a video audio clip from Mayor Johnson and one of the aldermen. I want to say it's Alderman Chambers. Let's hear from them in terms of their reaction to all of the recent tragic, unnecessary, ridiculous violence that is taking place and has already taken place just this week here in Milwaukee.
City leaders expressed outrage today over the recent tragedies. CBS 58's Jenna Wells live at City Hall with their reaction. Jenna.
Amanda, the mayor says he's extremely upset by the incidents that occurred yesterday, especially considering 2 of them involved children or teenagers. He noted not far from where that 11-year-old was shot, there was a community center that was giving away and had available free gun locks. He reiterates the city has resources, but people need to use them.
There are 4 bodies with the medical examiner's office right now. And there are 4 bodies in the medical examiner's office that, quite frankly, shouldn't be there.
Mayor Cavalier Johnson voicing his frustration at recent violence in Milwaukee. Specifically, 3 innocent people killed in a crash during a police chase, and an 11-year-old boy allegedly shot and killed by a young teenager.
We need people to make better choices, and we need the adults in the lives of young people to do their job.
Johnson calls these tragedies entirely preventable.
I want you to get it through your heads. Get it through your heads, okay? If you have a gun in your possession, if you have a gun in your home, please go and get a gun lock. Secure that weapon. Make sure that your young people don't have access to it.
Sharing the mayor's anger, Milwaukee Public Schools Superintendent Brenda Caselius. She's asking neighbors to check on neighbors, especially young people.
We have our crisis team out there today meeting with our school community and trying to do intervention and then preventing any kind of further atrocities that can happen with any new education, with our parent coordinators, our social workers, our counselors.
City leaders are calling on parents to step up, check their kids' phones, social media, and possessions, and make sure they're not engaging in anything dangerous.
We have a responsibility as adults in the city of Milwaukee to do better by our children. Do better.
There you have it. Do better. We have got to stop holding elected officials accountable for our children. In the words of the great Michael Jackson, if you can't feed the baby, then don't have the baby. On our YouTube message board, woo, it's on fire, y'all. Kenny, RYU, Rio, if I didn't pronounce that right, let me know. Says, as a parent, you have to be involved on a daily basis. You have to be active at home and in the streets. Know how to walk the line of parent and friend. Couldn't agree more. Uptown Yanni says, I keep my daughter active. She's always been enrolled in some type of extracurricular year round, and I'm usually somewhere around volunteering or talking to other parents, etc. We need to be involved. A to the man, Uptown Yanni. This is not rocket science. Curly Q says, if suddenly my kid isn't speaking to someone, what happened to so-and-so? Was there beef? I have questions. See, that's the thing. You got to be nosy. But we cannot hold elected officials accountable for how our young people are out in these streets shacking a fool. We just can't. Here are 5 text messages, because I've been doing some research, because y'all know I'm a retired parent. My kids are 27 and 30. And I've said this before. If you ask any of my children to give you one word to describe me as a parent, they would say ruthless. But guess what? I've never, ever, ever, thank you, God, had to pick up my kids, from anybody's police department or station. 5 text messages to consider sending your children. And when I say children, I don't care if they're 18. Text number 1, share your location. Text number 2, who are you with? Text number 3, what's the plan to get home? Text number 4, do you need a ride? No judgment, no lectures. I just want to make sure you good. Do you need a ride? And the 5th and final text message to consider sending your children, especially when they're outside, is I love you. That contract is so real, y'all. It's so real to sit your kids down and teach them and introduce them to accountability. Let me be clear, because I don't tell adults how to raise their kids because I didn't appreciate or ask anybody to tell me how to raise mine. But these are for the parents out there who are quick to blame elected officials and not look in the mirror. So I want to be clear. I'm not here to tell you how to raise your kids. This is not about blaming anybody, but this is about a blueprint that we need to consider adopting. When we come back, again, we're going to continue going to our YouTube message board. Y'all, it is on fire. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's 101.7 The Truth, and join this much needed, very open and transparent dialogue that's taking place on our YouTube message board. You can also text me, or you can call in live. 833-212-1017 is our Truth Talk and text line. You are listening to the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. We'll be back.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
Truth Nation, I'm telling you this right now. Life is better with a home policy from American Family Insurance, and it is so easy today to get a quote. You can get a quote online by simply going to amfam.com, or what I love about it, I like talking to people in person, so you can also find an agent near you while visiting amfam.com. And with American Family Insurance, you always know you feel protected and you are free to enjoy your dreams. And that's from decorating a new nursery to hosting a family reunion in your new backyard to whatever life brings you. American Family Insurance has your back. So always remember to insure carefully and dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Visit amfam.com to get a quote or find an agent near you.
We are the American Cancer Society, making strides against breast cancer. We are nearly 1 million strong and growing stronger every day. Join us on Saturday, October 11th at 8 a.m. at Summerfest Southgate as we come together for the Making Strides of Milwaukee Walk. Whether you walk for a survivor, in the memory of a loved one, or to support the American Cancer Society, you bring us closer to a future free from breast cancer. Are you ready to join the #1 breast cancer movement in the country right here in Milwaukee? Sign up for free today at www.makingstrideswalk.org/MilwaukeeWI.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 101.7 The Truth.
And what are some of the ways that you're inspiring people? Because, one of the biggest opportunities, in particular in the African-American community, is access, exposure, and awareness.
For Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin, we've been here 76 years.
Wow.
And our mantra is saving the lives you love. So if someone you love needs a blood transfusion and they're in any hospital in Southeast Wisconsin here, that blood's coming from us. And so we're trying to make sure that we're communicating that, because I think folks maybe don't understand that blood can't be manufactured. And summers are always tough because schools are out and we collect about 20 to 25% of our blood from schools. So it's always a day-to-day struggle. We say that the blood that's on the shelves is the blood that saves lives. And a lot of times people are compelled to donate when something bad happens. And our mission and our job is to educate folks so that we can get ahead of the curve and keep 3 days of inventory on the shelves. So we're in a decent spot right now, but we're on the streets every day trying to inspire people to join our mission. One of our big projects that we're proud of is Versity on King, which is part of the Thrive on collaboration in the Gimbel Schuster building on Martin Luther King Drive. And next year, we're going to open a destination center there. It'll be a blood donation center, but it'll be more than that, because we've realized that we can't be transactional with our relationships in the Black community. We need to do things that are intentional and that show that we're there to stay. But the reason that we're there is because not enough people that look like us donate. And so for disorders like sickle cell disease that disproportionately affect us, the race can matter. But I like to say that, Black folks have a superpower in their blood. 44% of Black blood donors will have this rare trait that makes their blood more likely to be able to be a match for a sickle cell patient. And that 44%, that is way higher than what we would find in other races.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
What up, Truth Nation? It's Kyle Wallace here for Steinhoffels. In September, it's Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and the great people at Steinhoffels are doing something really great with Special Spaces Wisconsin. All you have to do is stop by Steinhoffels this month and test rest any mattress. When you do, you'll get a $20 restaurant gift card, so dinner is on them, and Steinhoffels will also donate $20 to Special Spaces Wisconsin. They are an amazing charity that creates dream bedrooms for kids with cancer. So head to Steinhoffels this September and take a test rest and enjoy a night out and help make a child's dream bedroom come true with Steinhoffels.
This Associated Bank Sports Center update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Simmel. The Milwaukee Brewers won 9-2 over the Los Angeles Angels Wednesday night, thanks in part to a second-inning home run from Sal Frelick.
3-2 pitch. There go the runners. This is driven out to right. It's hit well. Adele is back at the track. Bye-bye baseball! The summer of Sal. Maybe the fall of Frelick.
The 93-59 Brewers wrap up their three-game series against the Angels this evening. First pitch is at 6:40 and can be heard on our sister station, 620 WTMJ. And Thursday Night Football tonight has two AFC East teams facing off. Winless Miami Dolphins travel to take on the 2-0 Buffalo Bills. Kickoff is at 7:15 p.m. on Amazon Prime. This True Sports Update is brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
It is Truth to Power on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. I am your guest host for the day, and I'll be back tomorrow. Our brother Kyle will return next week. In the meantime, you got yours truly. For today's Power Hour, we've been discussing how we gonna do better, y'all. The YouTube message board is on fire, and I love it. I'm here for it. Because the simple question is, for all the parents, and I do have good news, because according to the Center of Disease Control, the CDC, 86.4% of U.S. high schoolers say that their parents usually know where they're going and with whom they're going to. So see, this goes back to there's always more good than not. It's the not that get the most attention. So in this case, you got 14% of high schoolers that don't have engaged parents. And so those with high monitoring parents had a 54% lower prevalence of ever having sex with peers with low monitoring. Because I'm sure y'all probably wonder why the CDC reported that. Parents that are involved with their children, I mean, this is not rocket science. We know this. Also had lower current marijuana and prescription opioid misuse, less electronic bullying and forced sex, and fewer suicide attempts. Again, this is according to the CDC, that 86.4% of U.S. high schoolers said that parents usually know where they are and who they're with. On our YouTube message board, who was this that asked me this question? I think it was LaRon. Somebody asked me, did I listen to my parents? No, it was Uptown Yanni. Did I take advice from other parents, your parents, grandparents? Absolutely. Taking advice and being told what to do are two different things from my lens. If somebody says, hey, Denise, can I give you some advice? Absolutely. If it's somebody who's doing better than me, but random people just telling me what to do with my kids, no, I didn't listen to that. So let me make that distinction, Uptown Yanni. Advice, whether it's solicited or unsolicited, should come from somebody who's doing better than you. But telling me how to raise my kids and I don't even know you and you not helping me, no, I didn't. But parents, grandparents, absolutely. It's called community. Speaking of do better, it's like, when will this end, y'all? A former Bradley Tech safety officer was accused of sending inappropriate text to a student. Now, these are allegations, but this one, it's so related to doing better. Because when you heard from the superintendent on the video clip that we just played, she, Mayor Johnson, Alderman Chambers are all upset and pleading with the community to help make our schools safe, which means physically and emotionally. So when we hear allegations that an adult that's in a position of authority may have crossed a line with a student over a text, and I'll be clear again, these are allegations, so everybody's entitled to the due process. I'm not here to do a trial on the show. But I will correlate this with the do better theme of what's happening within our young people or across our young people in these streets. We've got a video that we're going to play. So video and audio, soundbite, regarding the Bradley Tech safety officer of all positions that's accused of sending inappropriate text to a student, which is a reminder, which goes back to where we started, y'all. Parents, if you're not already, please consider auditing your teenagers' phones with love, with clarity, but please audit them phones. Let's check out this video. Okay, we'll come back. And again, Truth Nation, we've been discussing what is working in your house, because apparently 84.5% of parents are involved. They know where their kids are. It's always the smaller percentage that has and does the most impact. So what's working? What's working? 833-212-1017 is our Truth Talk and text line. Because in 2025, it is apparent that sending your children to school to get an education is a small fraction of engaging in impactful parenting. We cannot continue to hold elected officials and educators accountable for how our children are behaving. the policies and the training, that has to happen at home. That's where the policies need to take place. The one-on-one conversations, the check-ins, that's where we got to get back to. And I know it's hard for many of us because there's such a big gap, the intergenerational gap in terms of how we communicate with younger people, because it's completely different from how we were conditioned. But as long as we still got a piece of paper and something to write on and write with, we could get back to these contracts. The YouTube message board is going crazy. Brian, thank you for holding. You are live with DT on Truth to Power. What is your question or comment?
My comment might go off the rails a little bit, DT, but I think it needs to be. I think this needs to be addressed.
Okay, Brian. And here's the thing: I'm gonna give you the mic. You got 2 minutes, but just know that if I have to cut off, I have to cut off. But speak your truth, brother.
Not a problem. I'm an older guy. I'm in my 60s, so I remember back when times were, quote unquote, what I would call normal. And I've been watching the changing of the mentalities of what we call humans to this day. I've been watching it through all the trends. And I've seen the effects of all the trends have had on the parents, the children, the politicians, people in power. I've seen the changes. And I think that what's common now for people that came into consciousness, let's say after 2012 to now, is uncommon. So for what we thought was the perfect way to raise your child, like the Cosby Show or something like that, these people nowadays, if they weren't conscious then and they're definitely not conscious now, they don't know how to teach their kids. I don't think we can I don't think these kids will ever be what we would call people of the 80s, of the 90s, normal. I don't think anybody that's living to this day, I don't think is ever going to be somewhat normal again. I don't think so. I think there's too much going on. A lot of it doesn't have to do with the current state.
Well, Brian, I have to interject. I got to interject, Brian, because again, we got to go to break. But thank you so much for sharing your perspective. How do y'all feel about what Brian just shared? He's saying, look, it's over, game over. It will never be the same when it comes to these young kids. Let me know what you feel. When we come back, we're going to go straight to the talk and text line again. The YouTube message board is blowing up, so make sure that you go to our YouTube channel because there's some really, really good open dialogue taking place. 833-212-1017. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. I am your guest host for the next 17 minutes. Your girl DT, the effective communication coach. Stay locked in. We'll be back.
You are listening to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app. Catch Truth to Power every weekday from noon to 1 p.m.
Do I dare even answer this man's call?
Sure. Are you there?
I ain't even answered the damn call yet, man. Bob, keep this on. Bob, listen to me. Keep this on the subject matter, and if you can, we can't take your call, man. You distracted.
Okay, now look. Since you don't listen to Linda about getting married, at least take that thing around your neck to push when something happens.
Watch all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows by subscribing to 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Truth Nation is one call, that's all, with Gruber Law Offices. If you or a loved one is ever injured in an accident, do not hesitate to make one call, that's all, because y'all already know Gruber Law Offices will take care of the rest. When I got into a car accident, I got hit from behind. I made one call, that's all, to Gruber Law Offices, and they took great care of me. Literally, from my back hurting, me going to physical therapy, me not having to worry about anything, to me getting my car fixed, and also me getting the money I deserve. They worked with me. They helped me get the money I deserve, and I want you to work with them so they can help you get the money you deserve, because I understand how traumatizing it can be to get into a car accident. So being able to let them handle all the legal stuff while you can focus on healing, that's why you get a team like Gruber Law Offices. So you can visit them today at gruber-law.com. That is gruber-law.com, or simply call them at 414-276-6666. And always remember, when you make one call, that's all, you never pay a single penny until you win your case. It's one call, that's all, with Gruber Law Offices.
Celebrate the reigning queens of disco with Disco Divas, running at the Bradley Symphony Center September 26th through the 28th. Principal Pops conductor Byron Stripling will lead the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra and an all-star trio of vocalists in all of your favorite hits from the disco era. Think Donna Summer, Patti LaBelle, Diana Ross, and Chaka Khan, as well as the Bee Gees, Earth, Wind & Fire, and even Michael Jackson. Those silky high strings and thumping bass lines will never sound better as you dance and sing along in your seat to tunes like I Will Survive, We Are Family, I'm Coming Out, and more. So what are you waiting for? Get those sequins out of storage and call the box office now at 414-291-7605 for Disco Divas, or visit mso.org.
Protect your dream home with American Family Insurance, and you can weather any storm. You'll save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com. Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, assigned as operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Friday Night Lights now officially lives here. 101.7 The Truth is the proud home of Marquette Hilltoppers football. Tune in Friday night as the Hilltoppers travel to take on the Economawalk Raccoons. Join our coverage starting at 6:30 p.m., leading up to kickoff at 7 p.m. Marquette Hilltoppers football is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. And sponsored by Left's Lucky Town, C.G. Schmidt, Capital Insurance Agency, Boyle Fredrickson, Annex Wealth Management, Magic Productions, and Burkhart Sporting Goods.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You are listening to Truth to Power on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
You are listening to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. I am your guest host, your girl DT, the effective communication coach, is in the building. Thank you. And let me give a special shout out to our great, amazing, beautiful producer. Hey, Rhea, you good?
Hi, DT. Thank you.
You're holding it down. I appreciate you, sis. You always hold it down. Look, being a producer is not easy, especially when it's live, man. So we got to give our producers that love because they deserve it. They're holding it down. Thank you, Curly Q. I appreciate y'all on our YouTube message board, man. When I tell y'all, see, this is what we need. If you are not in the YouTube message board right now, our YouTube channel, 101.7, what is happening in this message board is exactly what we need. We got Truth Nation sharing what is working in their house to keep their children safe. And thank you for that, Truth Nation. On our Truth Talking text line, Stacy says, that's a blind way of looking at it, Denise. Even if a person is not doing better than you, should you never not hear what it is they say? Maybe be startled you with surprise and beneficial. Wow. Stacy, let me say it again, because obviously what I was trying to convey didn't resonate with you. I didn't say I don't listen to people. I didn't say I don't hear what people have to say. And as a professional speaker and communication coach, that is absolutely a key component to what I provide, is an ear. Listening to someone is different from taking advice from someone. And so I do not take advice from anyone who is not doing better from my lens than me. Let me give you an example. If I want advice on how to grow generational wealth, why would I get advice from somebody who does not have generational wealth? If I'm going to take advice from somebody on how to better my children, better my family, better my household from somebody who has never had a child, why would I do that? If I want to grow or be better in a relationship, whether it's romantic or platonic, why am I going to take advice from somebody who isn't in one, who isn't in a healthy relationship? That's what I'm saying, Stacey. Listening to people and taking advice from people are two different things. And I take a lot of pride in making sure that I'm an active listener. All right, Rachel. Hey, Denise. First, you're a treasure. Well, thank you, Rachel. The feeling is mutual. Second, my thoughts is I do feel those we elect to hold political office can and should be advocates for our kids. They have the ability to make sure programs are in place to partner with parents, like after-school activities, affordable and safe childcare, and if needed, mental health care. You know what, Rachel? First and foremost, thank you for that healthy delivery. Unlike other people. Thank you for that healthy delivery. And you are absolutely right. Not that you needed me to validate that you're right, but let me say that I agree with you. I'm just saying that for a number of us that are pointing the finger and blaming our elected officials, if that is all you were doing, or if you were waiting on elected officials to be responsible for your child's development, that is a concern to me. That is a concern to me. And that to me is what we have got to consider, is how much weight are we placing on elected officials in terms of raising our children or making sure that so what you're saying, Rachel, I completely agree. Let me ask you this. If the elected officials provided more funding towards after-school programs and things to do on the weekend, it's still got to be the parents' responsibility to drop the kids off or take the kids there. I volunteer every other Saturday here in Dallas at DeSoto High School. It is a free program for any high school student to have mentoring, coaching take place in developmental activities, regardless of what your area of focus is, whether you want to be an engineer, whether you want to be a fashion designer. Every other Saturday morning at DeSoto High School here in Dallas, Texas, me and about 20 other beautiful ladies pour into students. And let me say this. Not only do we open the doors, we got food. We get it. It's Saturday. Now, Rachel, ask me how many parents bring their students to the weekend program. So that's another thing. Even though just because you build it doesn't mean they're always going to come. And so I hear you, Rachel, that the elected officials, in terms of making sure that we have the funds, just like we opened up a new public library in Milwaukee, the new King Library. It's amazing, and it's free $99. If you go by there on Saturday morning, it should be packed. I'll be back in Milwaukee next week. I can't wait to go to that library. So it's one thing to build the platforms. It's one thing to build the venues, but we still got to hold ourselves accountable as parents to make sure our kids are engaged. This has been such a great show for me because of y'all. Thank you so much for the thoughts, the perspectives, the views that you're sharing in our YouTube message board and our Truth Talk and text line. And Stacey, thank you for that. You're good. I'm good. We're all good. This is why we have open dialogue. Stacey said, thanks for clearing it up. I played it back for you. It's all good. So we do here at Truth Nation. That's why this station is so important. And so as we are about to wrap up, number one, thank you. Thank you for just not giving up. And Ma the Elephant, you are most welcome. He calls me Butterscotch Barbie. I love that. Can I get a t-shirt with that? Butterscotch Barbie? Come on, Ma the Elephant. Let's get that t-shirt going. I promise you, I'll wear it every day on the show. Butterscotch Barbie. Listen, y'all. I know some of us are tired. I am too. But tired is not the same as helpless. We're not helpless. I love this city. Let's go, Milwaukee. Be safe, y'all. Talk to your kids. And I'll see you, Lord willing, tomorrow. Peace out.
Together and drive your funky soul. They're doing it down in that soul. Drive that funky soul. They're doing it by the beach. They're driving that funky soul. New York, get yourself together.